Hey, Scrappy people. Tracy Reed here today, coming at you with a quick and easy goal setting layout for the new year. And I'm using the Cocoa Daisy Nordic Skies collection and these fun folders that I gotta admit stumped me just a little bit when I opened up the kit. But they are gonna be a super fun way to hide or to keep my goals for the year personal. Now I've got 6 of the folders, that's how many come in one package on my layout today. They are already folded up, and I'm using them to create a template for the inserts that are going to have my goals on them. So I have one of the planner papers cut up, and I'm using the file folders to just trace around and create their little 2x3 journaling spots. You can see I fast forwarded in time accidentally just a little bit here, but all I've done is put my titles on the outsides of each of my folders. So we've got fitness, money, self-care, home, work, and family. And what I'm going to do, instead of trying to put down every single goal I have for the new year, because yes, I do feel very goal oriented in the new year, I'm just going to do my top 3. So I have this old Cocoa Daisy stamp set that I have used to death, and I'm just going to stamp 1, 2, and 3 on each of these journal spots, and it's going to be kind of cool and collagey. So I'm starting with 1 and 3 because they're going to be the same colors and because they take up most of the space. So I have them as reference points for my 2 that's going to go right in between them, kind of sandwiched and overlapping. So I'm stamping these in purple to match the page. So I've got 1, 2, and 3 on every single one, and I will fill those out later because again, we are closing these folders so that it is private, so there's no reason for me to put all my goals out there on the internets. So I'm going to take these cool copper paper clips that I've had in my stash for a lifetime, and I'm going to use them to keep each one of these closed. Eventually they will sort of stay closed on their own, but right now, since the fold is fresh, they are still flappy, and so I'm going to hold them closed with the paper clips so that they stay closed, but also because it's kind of a cool little office supply addition to these, what are patterned after manila folders, right? So I've got the office supply vibe going on. So now I need to add my titles because this is looking pretty cool but a little bit blank. So I'm going to add this beautiful pink stripe on either side of this layout, and I'm going to have a gigantic title here. So I'm looking for the cardstock letters. And then, of course, it always takes me forever to find all of my letters, so we will fast forward through that part. And I'm going to put top 3 big goals. So one side is going to say top 3, and the other side is going to say big goals. I know that I don't have too much room between the folders themselves and the edge of the page, so I'm definitely aligning these letter stickers to the very top edge of the patterned paper, but then I realized that these are not going to be centered, so now I'm just moving everything more to the center. Luckily, these letter stickers are pretty forgiving, and so is the Cocoa Daisy paper as far as repositioning things. To add a little bit of non-linear texture, I am tearing this paper, and I'm just going to stick it right underneath the edges of the folders to give it just sort of a rough vibe around the edge. I always love tearing paper, so I don't ever need to justify it. I just like it. So I'm going to stick this right to the edge, and it looks pretty good here. Feeling pretty centered. Just making sure it's all down correct. And I got one crooked letter, so I got to fix it. And then I'm going to move on to the other side as soon as I get this crooked letter fixed. I'm going to move on to the other side, and I'm going to add big goals over there. And then I do try to change out my title just a little bit, and you'll see that in a second, but I end up not liking it. So it's definitely going to say top 3 big goals. I decided to just pre-tear my paper and put it down rather than trying to do it afterwards. So we're just going to tuck this under here and then trim it. And then in order to align my paper or my letters vertically to match the same spacing as top 3. I'm actually going to move them, or move the papers so that the 2 pink edges are sort of back to back, so that I can start my phrase where where the phrase on the other side starts and begins. That way they are centered vertically in space, the same as the other side. I just am a little bit OCD like that. There we go. I'm a little bit OCD like that, and it actually has the same amount of letters, so I knew that it would fit perfectly. So I put down my B and my S and the beginning of one word, the end of the next, so that I had like a reference point. And then I have top 3 goals, because I thought maybe I wanted to use this 2023, because initially I was thinking I wanted it to say top 3 of 2023, but there was no numbers in the Cocoa Daisy letter set. And then I found that die cut that said 2023, so I pulled it out and I thought maybe I would use it, but I don't end up liking it. So I'm going to put big back there where I put the 2023. But I love these gold stars on this chipboard set, so I desperately have been wanting to use them for the entire time that I have been using this kit. So I finally found a place for them. Just a pro tip, chipboard is not very sticky no matter what the manufacturer. So if you're going to work outside the pocket, or even inside the pocket, but especially outside the pocket, make sure that you come back and use liquid glue underneath this chipboard so that it sticks better to the page. So I'm going to put this big back here, and then I'm going to call it good. I think that's all I do. I think I'm going to add maybe one more star or 2 and then call it good. So if you enjoyed this video, I'd love it if you give it a thumbs up. If you're new here, go ahead and subscribe. I'd love to have you. If you don't already, you can follow me over on Instagram. I'm at Tracy M. Reed. I'd love to see you over there as well. Let me know in the comment section below, do you set goals for the new year? I don't like resolutions because I don't feel like I need to change. So I like calling them goals, new things to work towards in the new year. So let me know if you work towards new things in the new year's too. All right, thank you.